Daddy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Do you want to actually hear my honest take?
About...
Wait, that was not your honest take?
Oh, you meant about the Gophers? Of course I do.
What's the honest take? Let's go.
Of course.
Let's peel back the falsehoods.
Yeah.
Come on,
Peel
man.
back the,
Don't lie to us.
Yeah, don't make it
peel
up,
back the
man.
hood.
I love the Gophers, right? You guys know.
I know you love the Gophers, and nobody's questioning that. You're being honest, though. You're being a reporter. You're telling the truth here.
Yeah. I just think it all comes down to game one. Okay. That's all. And I don't want to go through the season because nobody knows where we're going to be in a month.
Yeah. He literally just went through the schedule.
Yeah, but
game by game.
Do you know what I feel like in here? Before I get into it,
what
I feel like a younger brother. That if you guys want, that's why I try to make you guys laugh, because if I didn't, you guys could turn on me worse than you turn on Paul and make me feel like the smallest guy in the world.
I don't think anybody gets turned on more than Paul.
No, Hug said he does. The sister. Oh,
but like when Ben looks at me with those eyes and he's like, "You just did," I'm like, I shut down. I can't do anything.
Wow, it's intimidating.
But let's just
power through,
do one. We'll do one.
Power through.
We'll do one game because
Thank you
that's where I want these guys focused. One game at a time. One 1 week seasons, right?
Yeah.
If we don't beat North Carolina, it could get hairy. Let's just start there. We just have to beat them, and they are.
So you're saying game one is already a must win.
Yes.
Is Zach back there? Because I want to know if this is a must win, have to win, gotta win.
But yeah, it's a lot of pressure. They're a good team, and recruiting wise, it's probably easier to get talent to North Carolina than it would be here. If I'm just thinking if I wasn't a diehard
Because of all the tobacco or what?
Yeah.
Well, the sweet colors, your Jordan.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
So you don't want them to lose 5 straight regular season games?
No. You look like the Grinch.
You kind of did look like the Grinch a little bit with that
That's
smile.
crazy.
Yeah.
That smirk.
I saw your heart shrink.
No, but we really got to look. We have Iowa, Michigan, and USC back to back to back. That is very hard.
Let's go.
But then we got Rutgers, Illinois.
Yeah, but UCLA and Maryland are terrible.
Right?
Maryland's not terrible.
They aren't?
It's just we got it. It's good. It's the classic Gophers season. We have 3. We should have 3 guaranteed lock wins.
Yeah, man.
And then we have 2 games against like top 10 teams that are really good.
Yeah.
And then like the middle, what does that leave you? That leaves you 8 games. It leaves you 8 games that's up in the air. And that's the truth. You know, it's going to come down to, and Bernsey said it the other day. I think it was yesterday he said that, but I think he's spot on, because if you look at, you're a touchdown away on either side against like a Rutgers or a Maryland or an Illinois or Wisconsin or Iowa. So we'll see. I don't know. It could be a really fun season if the ball bounces our way.
Thank you for your honesty.
But think about 2019 when we went 11-2.
Yeah.
No one thought we were going to be that.
No, but I remember.
Thank you for your honesty.
Everything.
That, yeah.
Remember we won on the road at Fresno State because we had like the last second pick
the best.
from Antoine Winfield. You guys probably don't remember.
I remember
remember
it
that,
yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what kind of started everything. So we need like an igniter play like that,
That's right.
and hopefully the ball just bounces our way, because every questionable thing that could have gone right that year went our way.
Yes.
So
It's like KOC year 1, right? Where everything bounced our way.
That's just spot on comparison.
I like
Let's
being
go.
spot on. That's
Let's
fun.
go.
Spot on.
I'm ready, man. Let's play some college football.
Say it with a British accent.
Spot on.
Huck, you do it.
I can't do it.
Careful. Time for the news with Chris Hockey.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul
The
Saints.
St. Paul Saints. You all are big fans of the St. Paul Saints. We all are. Ben, you're a big fan of the St. Paul Saints.
Absolutely, yeah.
You love CHS Field, do you not? Wouldn't you like to go to a baseball game at CHS Field? Well, you can. St. Paul Saints came back to from a 5-run deficit to beat the Scranton Rail Riders 7-6 in 10 innings at CHS Field yesterday. The 57-64 Saints sent Caleb Bouchley to the mound against the Rail Riders tonight at CHS Field. Get your tickets at saintsbaseball.com. Thank you, saintsbaseball.com.
All right, I already forgot. Is our guy Chef Reactions throwing the first pitch tonight or tomorrow?
It's tonight.
I think it's tonight, yeah.
I'm almost positive.
Is that for real? He's doing that?
Yeah.
Well,
you
he's
guys
really
have-
making this like a whole tour, isn't
yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Everybody just opened the door. He's a huge deal. So everybody's like, whatever you want to do. Sure, I'll throw out the first pitch. And again, he's going to be at the State Fair with us 6 o'clock on Saturday. Sorry. Saturday. 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. First pitch tonight. Good for him.
Yeah, let's go.
Again, the last time we were a part of something like that, a guy's house burned down. So let's hope it doesn't happen to him because his grandmother
Did
is
you guys
there.
lock in something for next year?
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
Working on it, thinking about it. You got ideas, you let us know. We listen to your ideas.
Okay. Well, like, yeah. Well, they never come to fruition, though. So
I don't even know what that word is.
what is that? What am I trying to say?
You missed an R, but it's okay.
But I knew what you said.
Fruition.
There you go. Closer.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
You know, you guys have, go ahead, because you're way more excited about this.
Fruition? That's like the 80s dream. That should have been like an 80s porno. Fruition.
Oh my God. That's not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to talk about an idea for the Saints.
Hawk likes that kind of porn.
I liked you saying it like Elmer Fudd.
Fruition.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say you guys should have a Point Break day.
Oh, well.
Get Keanu?
Get Keanu.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine the check the Saints would have to cut? And
You know who I bet
He's
we
not
could get?
coming
Gary
back.
Busey.
Yeah, Gary. I bet Gary's available.
Utah!
Give me two.
He'd be like, this doesn't look like New Orleans.
It'd just be surf theme, sort of like Malibu, California-ish theme going on, and then you guys bring out Keanu.
Or all of the players have to wear masks of the ex-presidents while they're playing.
There we go.
That'd be great.
That's what the Savannah Bananas would do. They'd wear the masks.
They would.
Yeah, but they're not AAA like we are. We're the deal.
Yeah, we're the real deal.
We're the deal, man.
Man, if we resurrect Swayze, I'm there.
Yeah. We could say Swayze's there the whole time.
We could have a
and then,
seance to try to bring him back.
Yeah.
Lean into like the ghost bit too.
So,
and, like,
all
bring
right,
something
so a
up.
combo
Yeah.
platter. And then seventh inning stretch, we do the Dirty Dancing dance. Maybe it's just Swayze Day.
Swayze days and Swayze nights.
And he doesn't have to be there, but we say he's there.
Well, he can't be.
Well, he's definitely going to be there in spirit.
And then we could say Weekend and Bernie's him and bring back last year's bit.
Yeah.
What
Weekend
if,
with Swayze.
Tommy, what if the ghost part of Swayze Day at CHS Field, you're just in the outfield just doing pottery with any dude that wants to sit down and make a ceramic jar of some sort?
Yeah, it's like angels in the outfield.
Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chris can host the Roadhouse portion where you just get in fist fights with random bands.
Just tell everybody they're stealing Hawk's women.
Pain don't hurt.
That's another good one. You could have Roadhouse night.
Roadhouse would be good.
yeah.
You could get one of those guys.
Sweet.
Who's
Damn right.
who's like the mentor? Is that Christopherson?
Porzingis.
Oh.
No, isn't it Chris Christopherson?
I've never seen the movie, so I'm not sure.
Christopherson.
You've never seen
no,
Roadhouse?
You've never seen the original Roadhouse?
It's Sam
Sam Elliott?
Elliott, yeah.
Oh, Sam
Oh, you
Elliott.
could get Sam Elliott.
Yeah. Sam
I
Elliott.
bet it
Sweet.
would cost you a pretty
Oh,
penny.
could you
but it'd be
imagine him
worth
doing
it.
like a...
Can you imagine?
Welcome to KFAN.
It'd be like the
He
zoo.
did an
There'd be so many
opener for you.
cougars out there.
What on?
So it'd be like the zoo. There'd be so many cougars out there.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
And
Steve.
Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Sing it. All right, State Fair opens today.
So the best tip I can give anyone who's coming out here to the fair is take the bus. We have 30 plus free park and ride locations a short distance from the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And so you can park there for free and then take the bus to the fair, and then you don't have to worry about finding a parking spot on the ground. Throughout the 12 days of the fair, we've got over 100 acts and 900 shows. We've got some big names like the War and Treaty, who are just nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys. We've got Semisonic playing at the Liney Lodge Band Shell, which will be a really exciting one. We've got Marky Ramone plays the Ramones Classic.
Marky? No kidding. That's cool. So there you go, Maria Hayden of the State Fair. It all starts today. It's happening right now as we speak. The fair's, 45 minutes from now, the fair opens, doesn't it? 8 o'clock?
When she said, I think she said 100, what did she say, 100 shows and 900 acts?
That's right, yeah.
Does that include us?
100%.
Are we
Yeah,
in
oh,
the
yeah.
900,
Maybe, yeah.
quote, acts?
Maybe.
Wow. I wonder if that counts.
Great fair weather. Not a lot of sun.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be perfect.
Until we go out there on Saturday and it's 85.
Ridiculous.
No, but by 6 o'clock, wherever you guys are on, it's going to be great.
It'll still
Perfect.
be 80.
No.
Benny, you're out there today.
I'm out there today.
What time will that be?
Twin Cities Live.
3 p.m. to 4:30.
Are you so excited?
I actually am excited. I am excited. You know, maybe a week from now, I'll be like, oh man, just done. Whew, this is getting long. You know, it's like the first day, the first day of school, so it's exciting, and I can't wait to see and feel the vibe and the energy out there, and get a pickle dog and a coffee.
Rosie.
And I'm not going to get one of those.
Is that a new item?
On a stick.
Yeah. Rosie delivers it.
T.O., you got to go?
I got to go.
All right,
Thomas, you're the best
Love you.
ever.
I love you guys. You guys
I
are the
love
best
you.
ever. Hey,
Well,
next week, think about it.
I know, man. A week from tonight.
Yeah.
I cannot wait, brother. I'm going. I'm in.
I can't wait. Well, trust me. I have a work thing, and I'm saying that. But you're like the big draw. So.
Oh, well, I guess I'm
Are
going.
you telling everybody he's going to be there?
Oh, he told me. So I'm.
No, that doesn't
Damn
mean
right.
he's going.
I'm going. I'm going, baby. I'm going.
Well, my mom will be there too. You can talk to my mom.
Good.
She loves you.
I love her too. I even
It'll
have
be
it on my
good.
calendar. Gophers.
Do you
with Timers.
actually?
I do. Gophers with Timers is right there.
Oh my God.
That's right. I'm going.
If anyone at court, it's their alma mater.
These headphones are cutting out.
Thursday, next week from today.
I'm not a good lip reader.
You know-
Sauce, you want to do sports when we get back?
Yeah, I would go, but I'm going to be up north.
Oh God, I'm not. love you guys.
Tom Pelissero in like 20 minutes. Parker Fox in a little bit as well. But Sauce will walk us through sports with Ben Leber after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
Tomer gives pep talks like Joe Paterno over here.
Whoa.
Bad reference. Like Gene Siskel. I don't know. I can't think of a coach. I'm flustered.
Classic Siskel pep talk.
Yeah. Save it. I'd run through a wall for Cisco.
Is his entire pep talk just thumbs up?
Who, Tommy?
No, Gene Siskel.
Oh, brilliant.
Sauce, it's time for sports.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hold on. I'll get to there. Hold on.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip.
That's right.
Presented by All Around Property Preservation.
The Minnesota Twins crushed the Dads 11-4. The Twins scored 7 in the fourth, and they put the game away. At one point, they had 7 straight hits in the inning. They also snapped their 3-game losing streak. The Minnesota Twins are 71-56. They are off today, but they are 2.5 back of the Guardians, who play the Yankees one more time today for first in the division, but they are also tied with the Royals, who are 2.5 games back of the Guardians. They battle the Cardinals tomorrow night at 7:10 at Target Field. That is Twins News, brought to you by Quantum Fiber.
And Sauce, the best part about watching those games in San Diego? The Dads' uniforms.
Yeah, the Dads are the best.
It's the best.
Yeah, the best. That
It's the
stadium's
best.
sweet, too.
Oh, the
With
stadium's awesome.
that cool brick building in left field.
Yeah.
I want to live there.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
We all want you to live there.
Well, you can kiss a hot dog.
Thank you.
Anyone? Nothing about the Twins?
I just put my part in.
Cor?
Yeah, I said my part.
Yeah, we
This
said
is
our
your
part.
segment. I'm waiting for you.
The Vikings, Hogs Daddy, play their final preseason
Let's
game
go.
this Saturday in Philly at
A lot
12.
of questions are going to be answered.
Pre-game at 10. The Eagles are 1-point favorites. The Vikings do, though, open their season 2 weeks from this Sunday
Let's
in New
roll.
York against the Giants. That game is at 12. Pre-game at 10.
That's right.
That will be
Did you see Sauce Gardner try to talk about what's his butt with the Giants?
Daniel
Yeah,
Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, right.
No.
Oh man, I don't even know why he tortured himself. He should have he was trying to be too honest, because they had joint practices and they're like, "What'd you think of Daniel Jones?" He's like, I mean, he's a good quarterback with some competitive drills, and it was real competitive. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you keep
Yeah.
trying? Like, you don't have to fulfill this answer, this question. Like, you're not even the guys. You're not even the same team. Just say like, hey, just say something nice and move on.
Right.
But he struggled.
Yeah, that guy's bad. You can't lose.
We
week
cannot.
one
We
to
can't
them-
lose.
to
We
them.
can't lose that game.
No.
No.
But
There's no way.
again, they're looking at us going, we cannot lose to Sam Darnold.
No,
in
I
week
get that.
one.
I get that. But they don't have Saquon anymore. Like we're a more talented roster than they are right now.
Yeah, well said.
So anyway, this weekend's game though, we've got KOC the whole third quarter.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's been pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be so much fun, man.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
It's preseason. Why not?
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Perfect time to do it.
Let's go.
Hogs Daddy?
That's me.
We have 2 preseason games tonight at 7 and 7:20.
I know. I'm going to be on stage, but I'm still going to watch them. I'm going to have it on my monitor.
That's kind of you. Colts at Bengals and then Bears at Chiefs. Which game are you looking more forward to?
A lot of questions will be answered in both games.
Yeah.
I would say I'm looking forward to them both equally, and by that I mean 100% erection.
Hey, do you guys see the story about the Chicago Bears on Pro Football Talk? I haven't watched this season of Hard Knocks, but I know you guys are, right, and liking it. I guess people are complaining because there's no swearing. Well,
yeah, that's what I heard Florio say with PA.
ProFootballTalk.com said that is it the McCaskey family? Is that how you say it? The Bears owners? Yeah. That they didn't want to be on Hard Knocks, right? But the NFL picked them because they fit that category where you can be forced to do it. But they kind of drew the line in the sand and said they don't like swearing, in general. So they did not want swearing to be a part of Hard Knocks. So according to ProFootballTalk.com, that was the Bears saying, we're not going to do this if you guys are going to air swearing.
What?
This is ridiculous.
Swearing whales.
Especially Hard Knocks. That's half the fun.
I never noticed it until you brought that up. There is no swearing.
Yeah, I didn't notice it until Florio brought it up. And I'm like,
swearing?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's what we're worried about, swearing?
Right.
There's 2,000 other things we can worry about.
Start naming some of them.
I don't know.
Well, he's being honest.
Okay. I mean, I don't know, world hunger, homelessness, the treatment of other people. I don't know. There's thousands of things. What's the thing coming up in November?
Specifically, what are the Chicago Bears owners worried about when it comes to their football team?
All right.
I like it. You know what? You answered the question.
I don't understand.
Math.
When I shouldn't pause. I don't understand
where the sun goes.
Yeah. I don't understand English.
Babies are made.
It was just here. Where did it go?
Yesterday.
Oh my God, the sun's gone. Every night he panics. The world's ending.
I'm watching it. Just go away. Okay, where's it go?
Do something about this.
You were saying?
I don't understand. I mean, I get if you're yelling the F word around kids and stuff, don't do that. Mm-hmm. But when adults are offended by swearing, come on. There's so many other things to be offended by.
Like?
I'm just saying.
Like?
I don't know. Slurs? I don't know. There's so many other things to be offended by. Why are you offended by swearing?
Can you say something?
No, but I hate when people on Twitter are like, don't swear. Shut up. There's so many other things. There's literal
Such as?
hate speech on Twitter, and we're worried about swearing. Swearing's the best. I love swearing. I hate people that are offended by swearing. Move on.
I will say this about Hard Knocks. I think that they've gone a little bit too far into your personal lives of some of these players. I think it's great that you get to know some of these players, you see them interact with their families and stuff. I feel like that's more reserved for quarterback or receiver, where they've just got 3 or 4 guys and do a deep dive in some of these guys' lives. I want it to be still more about football and the competition than the things that happen on the field.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, and fighting for a roster spot and then the heartbreak of missing it.
Yes.
That was the best part.
It's too...
no, I agree.
It's too fluffy.
It's too perfect. It's too... Everybody loves each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's somebody to root for. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah,
right.
that's the least memorable parts of the show to me.
It's missing the grit that it used to have.
Correct.
I promise you I'm not equating these two shows, but I just mentioned a week or so ago that, Chris Hansen has a new To Catch a Predator-esque show, right? And I mentioned it's the all-time reality TV show because you are truly watching somebody's life fall apart. Deservedly so, but you're watching the moment where their life is over. I know it's not great for the people that are getting cut, but when you watch someone's dream end in a training camp, whether it's for that season or their career is just over, this is the last time they're ever going to play football, and a coach says, "You got to give me your playbook, it's over." That is reality TV. Mm-hmm. That is the definition of this is a real moment. This kid's career is done. You didn't make it, and we get to watch it. That was hands down the best part of Hard Knocks. Mm-hmm. Not saying it's not heartbreaking, but you're watching reality. Yeah. And if they take that away from us, and now we're not swearing, we're not watching heartbreak, we're not watching kids get cut, I'm going to watch a House of the Dragon rerun and move on with my life.
Yeah. I still really enjoy the cinematography and the thing that, like, the creative aspect of it. Like, it looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful. But as far as the storylines go, I'm like, come on, can we just do a little bit more? Let's do more football. Let's do like 70% football and then 30% like family life or whatever. But it's kind of gone the other way.
Yeah, I don't want to see the kid's birthday party.
No.
I'm with you. I think I found the Sauce Gardner on Daniel Jones audio.
Yeah, it's kind of long. It's like 90 seconds, I think, or something like that. And he stumbles around trying to find the right answer. But go ahead.
Let's check.
Your opinion or takeaway on Daniel Jones?
He's a good quarterback. You feel me? I thought I was about to pick him off today. I had a little cloud rep. You know, he had looked at the last minute to try to throw the check down to Wandale. You know, I thought I had to pick, but he kept it. Man.
Oh my.
The competitive periods, it was very competitive, man. It was great. Like, I had fun out there today, you know.
Oh my.
Oh, Lord.
He's looking away from the camera.
Thank you for your honesty.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you don't have to. You don't have to give an honest critique.
But he's trying. You know, applaud for trying.
Yeah,
I mean,
good for Sauce.
Yeah, right. I mean, wow, man, you weren't kidding. That's uncomfortable.
That's more telling, though, right? That he's searching his brain for how can I say this guy's good without just lying.
And he has that smile on his face where you just know what he's actually thinking.
Yep. Yeah.
Just say that. I think he's a good quarterback. It was really competitive today. It's fun to compete against him, and you move on.
Yeah,
like you don't have to find the right words.
I mean, why dance around it? There's so many other things he could say.
Like what?
Oh, I don't know. Slurs.
I'm just saying.
Hate speech and slurs.
Hate speech and hungerness.
We got to go to break. We got Tom Pelissero.
Hey, by the way, thanks to my friends at Gutter Helmet of Minnesota and GutterHelmetMN.com. I love them. Bye.
That was for the first segment of the show?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Nailed it.
But you thought about it. It's great.
I got it in, though.
You sure did. Tom Pelissero next. Power Trip Morning Show, Fan.
Fan.
Comedian Nate Bargatze is set to hit the stage at the State Fair Grandstand this Saturday night following this show.
Yes.
And we've got one of your final chances to win tickets right now. Caller 11 will win a pair of tickets to the show, plus State Fair admission tickets. Call 800-320-5326.
Wow. I'm excited.
Yeah, pumped to see him on Saturday.
Me too. We're opening up for Nate Bargatze. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yes.
Good. Ben? Are you guys having any special guests like Nate Bargatze or anybody on the show?
Outside of the Power Trip
nobody
next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
I will not be there.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I apologize.
No, it's totally fine.
Thank you.
You, Sauce, Maxo. No, I mean nobody of that caliber, you know. But we're always open for anybody. I mean, we'll make room for anybody.
I think it's great. I'm going to do some Vikings news with you, and we're going to call Tom right now. So I'm going to hit this, and then we'll call Tom. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Sure.
Ready? In fact, would you do me a favor while I'm calling Tom? Would you comment on the Brian Flores-Tua situation, please, Ben?
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip. Presented by
Redco, your truck accessories pro.
Yeah, Benjamin Tua came out and said that Brian Flores was extremely hard on him, right? Made him feel like he didn't have a chance to succeed. Then he called him a, quote, terrible person.
Jeez.
Flores essentially took the high road saying, hey, you know, that's his opinion. I'm trying to be better all the time. I have great relationships here. KOC said the same thing, that he wasn't going to comment on past teams that he wasn't there for, but everybody here likes Brian. Your thoughts on how Flores moves forward from this? Just maybe moving on.
Well, I actually think that he did the right thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
high road.
he took the high road. He didn't go into specifics, but it sounds like not only did he take the high road, but it also sounds like he really is being genuine about how he's like being self-reflective on like how he can make himself a better coach. Like, listen, after everything that he went through in Miami with this still ongoing lawsuit, how do you not take a step back and just be like, okay, What did I do right? What did I do wrong? Where can I get better? Like, just like I ask my players to do all the same stuff. I can't just like preach it, but not do it on my own. So I'm sure these last few years, he's had a lot of time to think about like how he approaches his coaching style and stuff like that. So, and look, the thing is like, there's coaching styles all the time that just rub people the wrong way. You have over, more than just the starting roster. I mean, you've got all the practice squad guys and stuff like that get coached up by these coaches and coordinators and stuff. So you have 60 guys that you're responsible for now as a head coach. Now you split that. Let's say you got 30 guys that you're responsible for. Not all 30 guys are going to like the way you coach. And especially as a head coach, if you are trying to get the best out of your players and you take that defensive minded, tough, like you've got to have thick skin approach to a quarterback. Sometimes these quarterbacks, they need a little bit more like pat on the back. They need to be fluffed up a little bit more. So, it just obviously didn't work out. Doesn't mean that he's a bad coach. It just means that his style didn't jive. I mean, you look at the way Sean Payton treats Drew Brees. Drew Brees, like, he comes out, he's like, I needed a coach like that. Like, he needs a no-nonsense coach that's going to be on him all the time, and that made him a better player. Now, you look at Russell Wilson, he couldn't handle a guy like Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Does it make Sean Payton a bad person? No, it just means that their coaching style and the play style just didn't match up. And that happens every year in the NFL.
Thanks to our friends at Bell Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, .com Tom Pelissero from the NFL Network. Hi, Tom.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, man? How are you? Still feeling good about your big win in the Initials game?
I'm already, you know what? You enjoy it that night, but then you're on to the next one. So I'm already thinking semifinals. I'm already figuring out, what it's going to take here. So it's going to be a couple weeks of pretty intensive training, but I tend to be ready.
I assume you're going to talk to the big wigs at the NFL Network and ask if they can air this game nationally, correct?
It's a great point. I think that, we really need to get deep into it. I think I need to get to the finals before I suggest to the producers of the Insiders, hey, we need to clip this off and give it some national attention. So if you want to rig the game for me, Corey, to get me through to the finals, if you want to just make it all football clues, like I'm all in favor of it. Not suggesting, that we're actually going to do this. I'm just saying if you wanted to, you could.
Well, look, if I'm going to get to mention the board game or the website nationally, I will rig it however you want. I am absolutely capable of doing
we can handle that.
Okay. Ben, your hands up.
Well, I was just going to ask you, like, you're such a true pro, taking the athlete approach of 24 hours, good, bad, or indifferent. You just got to flush it. So that's great. I'm glad you're taking that approach. Now let's transition into the Viking stuff. I just answered the question about the Tua situation and Brian Flores. Is this a situation where Flores speaks his mind, he gets up there, he takes the high road, 24 hours later, he flushes it? You think this whole topic is over? We can move on?
Well, I think that it's hard for Brian Flores to move on because, there's been a lot of stuff that's been said, good and bad, about Brian Flores over the past couple of years since the Dolphins fired him and he filed a federal discrimination lawsuit. And, he's been, certainly kind of the face of the lack of diversity for a long time in NFL hiring for head coaches. And now on top of that, when he's, coming into these interviews, he's going to be specifically asked about his former quarterback, saying he's a terrible person. Flores was already having to answer these questions because, why does a guy get fired coming off of, consecutive, he didn't make the playoffs, but consecutive winning seasons? His team's consistently overachieved based on everybody you talk to. He's a really good coach. So why did he get fired? And then when teams dig into just some of the interpersonal dynamics, that's a piece of the puzzle with Flo. Now, me and him were in the same class at Boston College. We weren't friends in college. We have a lot of mutual friends. So I've known him for a number of years now. You talk to him at the practice field, you talk to him over a cocktail. Like he's a good, likable dude. I don't think that anybody would get, that type of impression. But some of those things were real in terms of, he learned under Bill Belichick, and he very much had kind of an old school approach to his communication style, to the way that he ran the program. And obviously listening to Tua, that was not a fit with him. Whereas Mike McDaniel created this cut up of like 700 plays that he showed to Tua of like, listen, this is what you can be. And that was a big part of McDaniel's pitch to ownership when he was interviewing for the job, which was, they wanted to, I don't want to say justify the pick, but they were looking for somebody who told them, hey, you guys were right to draft Tua over Justin Herbert. Like, we can make this work. And they weren't hearing that from everybody. Flores spent, a couple of years there saying Tua's not the guy, trying to get Deshaun Watson, trying to get something else. And that was in large part because they were just not a fit in terms of their styles here. Good for Mike McDaniel, is a really sharp guy for getting the most out of Tua. I think that, calling somebody a terrible person is really strong under almost every circumstance here. That's certainly not my experience with Brian Flores. I don't think that that's the experience of a lot of people in the Vikings building, but, he's also somebody who is going to absolutely, demand excellence from you. There have been some changes in Minnesota, whether it's personnel, whether it's coaching staff, that are a direct result of, Flores holding people to a certain standard. There's different ways that you can hold people to a standard. And so when Flores is, mentioning in that press conference that he's learned some things and he's grown and he's changed, I think that is as much as anything what he's referring to, which is, there's different ways you have to reach different people in any profession. And, certainly in professional football. And, as much as you don't want to have these quotes on record, and it does make it harder in his future head coaching interviews, there's perhaps a net positive here in terms of, it coming to the forefront, the things that he needed to clean up when he gets his second opportunity. And I fully believe, regardless of the lawsuit, regardless of all these things floating around, I believe Brian Flores will be an NFL head coach again.
Tom, Justin Jefferson on DraftKings is fifth for Offensive Player of the Year behind Tyreek Hill, CMC, Lamb, and Chase. Fifth overall, which seems pretty fair, right? For the first time in his career outside of the back half of last year, he doesn't have Kirk Cousins throwing him the ball. What do you think realistic expectations for Justin Jefferson's production is with Darnold at quarterback?
I think that the realistic expectations is that Justin Jefferson is the best and most productive receiver in the NFL. And I'm not saying that to keep pressure on the guy, but you paid him $35 million a year. You had tough decisions you needed to make after last season because you had Jefferson, you had Danielle Hunter, you had Kirk Cousins, and you knew realistically you weren't going to be able to keep all of them. They invested in Justin Jefferson, the player, the person, the leader, the gritty, the face of national ad campaigns, like all that went into it. The bottom line is they need him out on the field producing. And that wasn't the case last year. He suffered a significant hamstring injury. I want to say it was in week 3 of the season. He basically missed half the year. He would have liked to be out there. It wasn't like he went into, shutdown mode, but he had a pretty significant type of an injury. And it's hard in the NFL if your best players and your highest paid players don't perform the way that you're counting on them to. It's really hard to get by and win a lot of games. So regardless of who's throwing them the football here, Justin Jefferson, I believe, should absolutely be in that conversation of Offensive Player of the Year. He absolutely should be in the conversation to put up the biggest numbers, and that's in part because when in doubt, if I'm Sam Darnold, and TJ Hawkinson's probably not ready at the start of the year, and we'll see, how things play out with Jordan Addison. He's still got a legal case that's open, and so, any discipline might be a little ways down the line here. But Justin Jefferson is your dude. When in doubt, throw it up to him. I anticipate he's going to get a ton of opportunities. He's going to be really productive in 2024, regardless who's throwing the ball.
Kirk Cousins' newest team just signed A.J. Terrell to a 4-year, $81 million deal. They've added Matthew Judon, and, of course, they signed Justin Simmons. Is this one of those things where this is a 1-year window for those Atlanta Falcons?
They're not looking at it as a 1-year window, but they're definitely expecting that they're going to win and win big in 2024. I think that the entire Falcons offseason is one of the most fascinating case studies, and we're not going to have answers, until a few years down the line in terms of how all this, takes place. I mean, think about this. Okay, rewind to January. They interview like a dozen people. They interviewed Jim Harbaugh. They interviewed Bill Belichick multiple times. They interviewed Mike Vrabel. They got some of the most accomplished coaches, including Bill Belichick, who is arguably the greatest head coach of all time. And they decide to bring back a guy in Raheem Morris, who they passed over. They had in the building. He was the interim coach, and they passed over him 3 years ago to hire Arthur Smith. So that's one. You hire Raheem Morris over Belichick. Jim Harbaugh probably was never going there, but you hire him over Mike Vrabel, and you do that for a variety of reasons, including Raheem knows the building, positive energy, positive reinforcement leadership style. That's what we need here. Then you go out and you go on a tour where basically you keep saying, hey, the only issue we had was the quarterback position. Raheem said that to me at the combine when I interviewed him. He said the elephant in the room has been the quarterback position. That's the one thing we've been missing. We're going to address that. So then you sign Kirk to a $100 million guaranteed deal. 6 weeks later, you draft Michael Penix Jr. Again, you continue to say then the night of that pick, the reason you did it was, well, we're never going to be drafted up there again. We're going to be winning. We're never going to be bad again. So you're putting all these expectations on yourself, and then, you make all these additional moves. A.J. Terrell was going to be there, but that's an extension they wanted to get done. You trade for Judon. You sign a older player in Justin Simmons, who probably doesn't run as well as he used to, but he's a really heady guy, and he's going to combine with Jesse Bates to give you a pretty solid back end of that defense. I mean, this is a Falcons team that hasn't made the playoffs in, I want to say, like 5 years.
Really?
And now, if they don't win the division, it's a massive disappointment. If they don't win a playoff game, I think it's a disappointment. You guys remember the first year of Kirk Cousins here, right after the Minneapolis Miracle season, and he gets the 3-year, $84 million fully guaranteed contract, and they missed the playoffs in 2018. And I don't put that all on Kirk, but the point is when you're transitioning to the extent that the Falcons are, you got a first-time play caller in Zach Robinson, you got a 36-year-old quarterback who's coming off of a torn Achilles. You're betting big that all these moves and the unique way you proceeded through the offseason is going to work out. To say nothing of, they're the first team I can ever remember that puts their rookie first-round quarterback on the bench after one preseason game and says, we've seen enough. See you in 2025. I've never seen a lot of the things that they did in this offseason. I've never seen it in 20-plus years covering the NFL. So I think that they're going to be really unique. And by the way, their first game against a Steelers team that has Arthur Smith as the OC, and we'll probably, we'll see if it's Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. I still believe it's probably Russell Wilson. But, I mean, this is going to be a team that for as long as it's been since they were relevant, they have heaped a ton of pressure on themselves with everything that they've done. It's going to be fun to watch how it works out.
Man, Tom Pelissero from NFL Network, you are the best because I'm going to boomerang this thing right back to the Vikings.
Brought to you by Bell Bank, by the way. Thank you, Bell
Brought to you
Bank.
by Bell Bank. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bell Bank.
So the Vikings, of all of the position battles that we've talked about in camp, the interior part of the offensive line was a big part of it coming into the camp. Blake Brandel, they get Dalton Reisner back. Ingram, still not quite sure what they have there with him. He's playing extended snaps in preseason where some of the starters are not. Read into it what you want. They go out and re-sign Matt Sindrick, who they let go in the offseason, and now they bring back. Like, what is the writing on the wall going on in there with the interior part of our offensive line with this new signing with Sindrick?
I mean, at this point in the off season, you're signing guys because you need bodies to put out there, frankly, and that's no offense to Matt Sindrick, but it's you just need enough guys to play this final preseason game. Even though the preseason's now 1 week shorter, if you're a team that's probably not going to roll your dudes out there for an extended period of time, you just need enough guys you get through the game, and you don't have to put one of your top players back in because you had a couple guys get dinged up. And that's one of the challenges of this final week of the preseason. I'm like, just talking to people within the league, I'm amazed just at when you think about the cadence of how this entire thing plays out. The cut down is on Tuesday. There are teams that play tonight. There are 2 games tonight, but there's other teams that don't play until Sunday night. Yeah. That's a big difference when you're talking about getting through all the medical stuff and potential trades and cuts and everything else. So everybody's schedule is in part reflected by the cadence of these final games. I talked to a GM yesterday who was telling me, like, you can basically, you get the weekends locked in. The league will tell you what weekend your games are on, and then you can schedule it yourself. But if there's a baseball game next door or there's a concert or something else, you might have to play at a disadvantageous time. How wild is that in a $20 billion a year industry? And you're subject to, hey, we got Fall Out Boy across the street, so sorry, you're playing Sunday instead of Friday, and you're going to have way less time to make trades. Wow. It's a very weird part of this. But back to the Vikings offensive line here, I think that that's a reflection of they need enough guys, healthy bodies, to get through the game. When you invest the way that they have in the tackle positions with Darrisaw and O'Neal, that's really where this offensive line begins. They've had a lot of moving parts, of course, on the interior over the past few years here. They're hoping that they're not going to, have to shuffle those parts as much. But we've talked a lot about the quarterback. You're right. I mean, that interior offensive line especially when you're going up against teams like Green Bay that are going to be so good up front on the defensive line. Yeah, that's absolutely going to be a factor in their season.
Thank you, Bell Bank. That's .com. Tom Pelissero, man. Nice job, dude.
You got it, Phyllis. Talk to you next week.
Enjoy your last couple of days of freedom.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's over. Don't worry.
There's Tom Pelissero. We'll do Fan 5 when we come back. 8 o'clock hour of the Power Trip Morning Show. We'll have Parker Fox, who's in the building as well. Ben Leber for a little bit. Headlines, and we'll do the wild card draw for tomorrow's matchups. We got a couple of play-in games because there's so many freaking people that got 3 points in the tournament. We'll talk about that later. Power Trip Morning Show back after this.